Hello, my name is Ariel Dodson, and sometimes on this channel I like to talk a little bit about the law of attraction. Now, this is something that I have discovered recently in the past year or two, with going through a lot of soul searching within myself and going through relationships and heartbreak and just trying to find myself and whatnot. As you know, when I was 18 years old, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And a big symptom of being somebody with borderline personality disorder is feeling a constant emptiness, almost like you feel hollow. And a lot of individuals with BPD will try to substitute that hole, that hollowness, with things like drugs, alcohol, just doing a lot of things that are unsafe. I have always tried to manifest filling in the hole with love because of the childhood trauma that I endured growing up. And this is a common thing that individuals with BPD suffer and experience, especially with those with abandonment trauma. We go to severe, extreme efforts to avoid abandonment. And because we have such PTSD-like symptoms, and a lot of us do have PTSD, me included, with abandonment, a lot of the time we try to avoid perceived abandonment. Now, how this ties in with the law of attraction with what I have noticed is I have spent almost my entire life trying to find slots in other people's lives for my pieces. And I have spent a lot of my life just being okay with, hey, there's only a crack in that person's life for my pieces. There's not a slot for me to be in their life. Now, when my dad passed away when I was about 4 years old, I never really knew my dad. I grew up without a dad. It's very, very painful and traumatic to grow up without a father, let alone know that your father committed suicide. But I grew up knowing that my father had other children with different mothers, and that I really had no contact with them, and I probably was not going to have contact with them until I was about 18, which is true. I spent my entire life waiting for my father's son. I spent my entire life feeling like there was something wrong with me, not only because my dad took his life, but because my siblings weren't in contact with me. My father's family weren't in contact with me. Now, I saw something the other day that said, as children, we think everything is about us. When your parents get divorced, you think it's about you. But no. And I spent my entire childhood, and I still deal with this, thinking there was something wrong with me because I couldn't get another person to act in a certain way. I was like, they're family. Why? I don't get it. There have been times in my life where I just did not have the slot in my life for somebody else. It just didn't fit. But 6 months later, down the road, there was a slot. It might have been too late by then, but you get what I'm saying here. I've spent a lot of my life trying to force and wedge my pieces into another person's life. As Aaron Doughty says, he's another law of attraction guy, he says, be the star of your own movie. Quit trying to be the cameo in somebody else's movie. What I have noticed, a big factor in the law of attraction is letting go. When I'm sitting by the stove and I'm trying to boil a pot of mac and cheese, I know those noodles are going to take forever to turn soft. if I'm just sitting here waiting and watching it. I go sit down, play with my phone, the whole pot starts boiling over. You get what I'm saying here? There have been times in my life where I did not want to let go. There have been times where I hung on for dear life. Because I had such a fear of abandonment, I had such a fear of being alone because of the childhood trauma that I endured growing up. But what you will find is that when you let go, that is when the magic happens. When you let go of an intention, when you put an intention out to the universe and you keep holding on for dear life, you keep trying to control the situation, you cannot manifest what you want when you do not trust the law of attraction and when you do not trust the universe. When you step into the unknown, that is where the magic is. That is where the magic happens. Letting go brings in more. It brings in what you want, and sometimes something even better brings in more of what you want. But I gotta tell you, it is extremely difficult, and there's been times where I've spent a year plus trying to do this, trying to let go. Because you can only manifest what you want when you completely forget about it. When you say to yourself, I'm okay either way. I'm gonna go on with my life. I've got things to do. I'm gonna have a good time by myself. And you accept that what you want cannot happen. When you completely let go, when you completely forget, that is when it comes to you. That's why it is so difficult. I've spent a good portion of my life trying to figure out how to do that. I know the concept because it's happened many times before to me when I have let go. You cannot expect to get what you want in life when you put resistance against something, when you put something on a pedestal, when you give it much more importance than what it really has, when you see it as not natural for it to be in your life. That is when you put resistance against what you want in yourself. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, you do not create, you do not manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. You have to be in vibrational alignment with love, with money, with success. You notice sometimes how when you're single, you don't get hit on at all. You don't notice anybody, nobody notices you. The second that you are in that love vibration, when you are in a relationship with somebody else, all of a sudden you attract all of these people. You attract everybody. That is because the universe is a ginormous mirror. And whatever you are vibrationally sending out, that is what you are going to be vibrationally getting back. That's why the poor get poorer, the rich get richer, and the sick get sicker, and the healthy get healthier. But you can change it by changing your vibration. But it is easier said than done. All right, that is what I have to talk about today regards to the law of attraction. Look where I am and how beautiful it is. All right. Bye.